In the East Bay of Contra Costa County, the community of Brentwood is a perfect example of what a slice of true Americana used to look like. An iconic downtown, a community spirit, and rich farmland that is some of the best in the country. All of which were behind the reason Glenn Stonebarker and his family came here. Their family farming tradition began back in the 1940s when his father-in-law planted the very first sweet corn in Brentwood. Today at his G&S Farms, he has more than 200 acres invested in it, a crop that takes some patience to work with.
As the corn grows, approximately 21 days before it's ready, it starts to form an ear and the silks come out of the top. The silk is out of the top of the ear, and those are actually tubes that are connected to each kernel. Just out looking, I feel for the plumpness. Feels firm on top. I like to open it up to look at it, and this is what I do every morning. It's a high eating quality variety, and it looks like it's good and ready for harvest. Very good.
After hand selecting in the field and again at the packing house, the corn is then put on ice, literally, and then shipped out to us to enjoy, usually within 36 hours of harvest. And both that freshness and resulting sweetness are two of the main reasons why Brentwood corn has become a consistent hit with consumers for years now. Glenn says he tests more than 250 varieties of corn to keep up with consumer demand, which continues to grow. Last year, Brentwood harvested more than 33,000 tons of the tasty veggie.
We take a lot of pride in the product that we grow, and we're on top of it. We manage our fields very closely. We try to harvest on the peak when the corn is in its peak.
Over at Smith Family Farm, G&S's neighbor, taking pride in the product and picking at the peak is easy because they see it all the way from start to finish, from picking to selling to even carrying out customers' groceries. They do it all here. The tradition has been 3 generations in the making, with Janice Smith and her son Nick running the operation now. They have more than 100 acres devoted to growing everything from melons to onions, but their main crop is tomatoes, something Nick has enjoyed since he was a kid working at the stand, but says only now can he really appreciate the true importance of educating the public on what they do.
It's definitely really important. You know, it's really like, it is a vital part of this area and stuff, and it's very kind of unique. You know, even like in other places, not like every community has its own little farm, pumpkin patch. Going for tomatoes, my personal favorites have to be the Black Russians. But lately, I also go for the Flames. These have been really good all week.
But experiencing farms here in Brentwood is becoming harder than ever because they are disappearing, literally right in front of farmers. What once was a beacon for urbanites looking for some of the best produce around, Brentwood is slowly turning into a concrete jungle. From 1994 to 2004, almost 35,000 acres of prime California agricultural land was lost forever, as Brentwood was hit by the housing boom, leaving some of the best farmland producing houses rather than crops. In fact, Brentwood has become one of the state's fastest growing cities. Over the last 20 years, more than 40,000 people have moved here, yet few of them have any connection to agriculture, something these farmers are hoping to change.
I think it's very important. I think it's very important to educate the children that are coming up through the school level and just let them know how much time and investment is in agriculture and how much we care about the consumer. And
almost anything can grow in this area, and we're very lucky about all the crops we can grow. The soil here is probably some of the best soil.
Almost anything can continue to grow here, including hope, which is what farmers in Brentwood continue to have, hoping that the public continues to enjoy the taste of farm fresh fruit, the one-on-one connection with the people growing their local neighborhood food, and the community spirit of bonding with their local farmers. All of which are why, despite urbanization creeping up all around them, these farmers will continue to do what they love while still educating the next generation of consumers what rural life is all about.
Years ago, everyone had a connection, or it seems like, to a farm. Either your grandmother or your aunt or your uncle, somebody had a farm, and somebody that you knew had a place you can go to and experience the country and a real farm. You know, the work, the fruits, you know, and now there's so many kids that don't have that connection, don't have the experience. It's totally it's an unknown. They don't know anything about farms. You know, kids are missing out on a lot of you know, what we've all experienced. They need that connection to the farm.